I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be how to take a girl from the bar stool to the bedroom. I've got an email here from a viewer. He's got a couple different scenarios and things that happen when he goes out in nightclubs. And so I'm going to go through them one by one and tell him what he could or could have done differently, or what he should say, because he's got a bunch of what-if scenarios. He's doing the things that I talk about in the article, How to Get Women to Approach You First. And he's also applying the things that I teach in body language that attracts women. And so he's going out and he's noticing, wow, all these girls are staring at me now. And he notices all the things that I talk about, like the dude sitting in the corner with their beers in front of their chest, blocking their emotional center because they feel uncomfortable. That's what's really going on. And so the key to attracting women when you're out in public is to act confident. Not only to act that way, but to feel that way and to stand that way. Because women can look right at you and they can tell how you feel about yourself. If you're outgoing, if you're happy, if you feel good about your life, if you feel confident, if you're successful with women. Because, I mean, you can go out and you can observe the things that I talk about in the articles, How to Get Women to Approach You First, which is like, because I'm lazy. And when the way I look at the world is like from a spiritual perspective, everything you see as a physical world around you is energy. Literally, like your physical body, you think it's physical, but it's just simply a bunch of atomic particles blinking into and out of existence 60 million times a second. And so I look at everything in the world, like people say, well, where is God? I mean, everything in this world is God. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at God looking back at you. Like what I love about Deepak Chopra, he says, we are the eyes of the universe looking at itself. And so the way I look at it is all of us human beings, the animals that we're here with, the trees, I mean, all of it is part of the same energy. The energy that's beating my heart, that's growing my fingernails, that's growing my hair, is also beating your heart, growing your hair, growing your fingernails. And so from a spiritual perspective, everything that you see in the world as a physical world is all part of the same divine being. The Native American Indians had this saying, they said, no tree is so foolish that it has branches that fight amongst themselves. In other words, we're all part of the tree of humanity. And so when you look at the world from that perspective and you look at it from the scientific perspective, and I mean, I've studied pretty much every spiritual tradition since I was a kid because I've been interested in that stuff. And when you look at it, you see common threads in everything, and you realize that we're all divine beings that are here living out our lives, and the only thing that prevents what it is that you want in your life from coming into your life is your beliefs and your thoughts and your actions about how you go about in the world. And so when you understand that, and you've had, like for me personally, I'm 43 years old, and so I spent a lot of time being single. I mean, like when I look at the time, like I was 18 till I was in my early 30s, early to mid 30s, I mean, I was pretty much partying 2-3 nights a week. Friday night, Saturday night, was going out partying. And so like when I think back over the past 25 plus years that I've been an adult, I mean, I still go out every once in a while, but I maybe a couple times a year I'll go out to a bar or a nightclub with some buddies. And I don't go out to meet chicks, I go out to have fun with my friends, and that's always the best thing and the most important thing that you need to focus on when you're going out to a bar or a nightclub, because you give off a different vibe, you give off a different energy. And like, I mean, I've literally, when I look back over all the, I mean, I think about it, it's like, you know, it's like it gives me goosebumps to think about it. I mean, I literally have gone out and hunting, looking to meet women thousands of times over the course of the last 20-something years. And so I've literally talked to tens of thousands of women. I've been out on hundreds of dates with hundreds of different women. And when I look at all the relationships I've had, being married, I mean, I've literally been out on thousands of dates over the course of my life. So this stuff, I don't really think about it anymore. And so that's like when I go out, I have total peace of mind. Like when I'm single and I want to attract somebody new into my life, I don't worry about it. It's like I go out with my friends, and I want to hang out with my buddies and talk, shoot the shit, catch up. And I know we're going to meet girls just because of the energy and the vibe that we give off, and plus because I know what I'm doing. I literally have practiced and rehearsed this thousands of times and done it. So it's like learning to ride a bike. It's like you don't forget these things. It's like once you understand it, once you get the things that I teach, it becomes part of you. It becomes like breathing. So it's not really a big deal. It's like, oh my God, this pretty girl talked to me. I mean, that's, you know, that's like seeing an ant run around on a sidewalk. And I mean, it's like, it's just not a big deal. It's like I said, it's like breathing. But obviously for people that are just learning this stuff and they're trying to overcome their fear of just simply making eye contact, obviously I can see how it can be, you know, because I remember how I used to be when I was really young in my 20s. And so I've got a quote here that, and one of the things I learned from Tony Robbins, he always, when I go to seminars and stuff that he would do, one of the mantras that he used to say is, have us recite was, all I need is within me now. All I need is within me now. And so I got this quote from Seth Godin. He says, you have everything you need to build something far bigger than yourself. So if you want to build a business, you want to meet the great love of your life, you want to have 2 girlfriends or 3 girlfriends, I mean, whatever it is that you just want to go out and meet up and hook up with a chick, the bottom line is there is another being on this planet in your city that's near where you live that wants the same things. They have the same weird kind of idiosyncrasies that you do. They have the same kind of weird interests that you do. They just like all the things that you want. There's people out there, like attracts like. And so when you go through life and you realize that the right person always shows up on time, whether it's a business partner or a future employer or a girlfriend or a new best friend or a business partner or an investor for your company, whatever it is that you're looking for, if you seek, you will find. If you knock, he will be open to you. I mean, it says this stuff in the Bible. And it's like, so these kinds of things, they don't really bother me. It's not really a big deal. I don't get excited about, oh, wow, I met this really amazing. It's like, yeah, that's what's going to happen. If you put yourself out there into the world and you go about your life, you're going to meet amazing people along the way. Not just people to have intimate relationships with, but just great people in general, so you can have a great, full social life. And so let's go through his email here. He says, recently I've had a lot of success catching the attention of women in these environments, in particular this place which I visited last week. All I needed to do was look around to see every guy around me adopting very weak body language, hunching over, covering their emotional centers, hovering, and it was almost as if they were apologetic for being there. See? It's like these are the things I talk about. You can see this stuff. You can observe this stuff that I teach. He says, after reviewing your material, it's put a smile on my face as I soon realized that these guys would only make things easier for me. Yeah, that's what I say in my video, why you have no competition. 97, 98% of the guys out there, they don't understand this stuff. They don't know this stuff, and they're too weak to do anything to improve themselves. He says, I focused on having a great time and using tips from your body language video and made my presence known, open conversations with random people, and before long, it appeared that I had displayed high social status as the people that I had met wanted to hang and talk to me. Leader of men now, see? He says, of course the girls could not resist the masculine energy that I was emitting, and soon girls were bumping into me, opening conversations with me, whispering about me to their friends and touching my body, telling me how muscular I am, even though I have not been to the gym in a few months, LOL. Like I said, it's just a different vibe, it's a different energy, and you can observe this stuff yourself. It's like, don't believe the shit that I tell you. Go out and apply this stuff. You'll see that it fucking works. That's what's so amazing about it. That's why I can give all this stuff away for free. He says, I've recently realized the importance of maintaining eye contact with girls in these environments, and I find that if you hold eye contact with a cheeky smile on your face, that 90% of the time they will look back and smile uncontrollably. This clearly indicates interest on their part, and my question is, once they smile back at you, what is your next move? Well, because I don't pursue at this point in my life, the only time I'll go up to a girl and I'll actually make the approach is if she's so fucking stunningly stellar and spectacular. Like, I look at her, I think she's the most beautiful woman on the planet. Nothing, I ain't leaving anything to chance. I'm going to walk right up fucking to her, and I'm going to tell her exactly what I think about her, and I'm making a date in the spot. But those cases are rare. And it's like when I'm out, it's like I don't really care because I know that eventually even the hottest girls are going to come over to my group and want to start talking to us. So it's like, why would I want to fucking tire myself out walking around the bar, doing fucking laps, bumping into people, when I could just plant my ass in a nice high traffic area with my buddies, and we can have our own little party there, and everybody else that comes by will want to be a part of that party. And so when you see girls looking at you and smiling, you just look over and wave them on over, like, hey, come on over. And then you point them, like, yeah, you. Or you can just point them at the finger and do one of these. and wave them on over. That's the best, easiest approach. Instead of like walking over, it's like, why would you want to? And sometimes they might go, and they might wave you over, and you go, and then you wave them over, and if they say no, you just go, and then you wave them over. It's like, be playful. You like stick your tongue out at them like a little kid would do. I mean, love is playful and fun. It's like, it's not serious. So he says, I find this happens most often as I walk across a dance floor and I get noticed by one or two ladies. We maintain eye contact and they smile back. Should I just hang back, move on, and wait for clearer signs, or should I approach and talk and dance with them? Well, if you're walking around and a girl's staring at you and giving you the eye, you walk right over to her and say, hey, what's up? How you girls doing? What are y'all up to tonight? That's the simplest, easiest kind of opener that you would say if you knew these girls. What would you say to them? Because that's the vibe that it puts in. It puts in is like, hey, because the whole idea is you want to make women feel safe and comfortable. And so when you throw an opener out there like that, it's just, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? That's the kind of thing somebody that you already know and have a relationship with would say to you. It makes it very easy. And it communicates this, you have no problem talking to people. And it's like, so they start talking, chit-chatting, and like, so I'm gonna get into things a little further in a minute. He says, I don't want to come across as eager, and I also find this commonly happens in situations where an approach is not appropriate. For example, they may be engaged in conversation with their friends, or they may have a few obstacles in the way, tables, chairs, people. What would you say is the best plan of action in these circumstances? Well, if they're staring at you, just walk right up. I mean, if you're an alpha male, if you're the leader, if you're the one that everybody wants to know and everybody wants to talk to, and a girl's staring at you, and even though she's talking to her girlfriends or whatever it has to be, walk right over to her and go, hey, I couldn't help you notice that you were checking out my ass or that you were looking in my direction. Like, you've got just stunning eyes, or you fucking take my breath away. What's your name? And, oh, my name's Denise. Hey, it's nice to meet you, Denise. If she likes you, she'll say, what's your name, when you don't volunteer yours? Or you can go walk right over and just say, you fucking take my breath away. I had to come over and talk to you. And just start chatting with her for a little bit. And if you're going to take off, like with your buddies, like, hey, I'm going to go back to my buddies, but, when you get finished over here, why don't you come over and say hello and chit-chat a little longer? Or you could get her number on the spot. Or you could say, hey, I got to run, but I definitely like to meet up with you sometime for a drink this week. What's your number? Get her number. Or you can make a date on the spot. It's totally up to you. I do things, I'm direct and I get right to the point. But I understand, obviously, because I talk to guys all the time, they're like, I can't walk up and tell a girl that I want her. That's just like way beyond what I can do at this point. And I can understand that. So use some of the low-risk things low-risk strategies where you don't have to risk rejection that I talk about in my book. He says, thanks to your work, getting numbers has been easy. And I've noticed that some girls are flirtier than others and purposely dance seductively in front of me. Sometimes with a girlfriend. Do I dance with them? Or do I keep just doing my thing? Well, if girls are coming over and dancing with you, obviously you want to dance with them. Have fun. Love is playful and fun. Join right in. Could you give me some general advice? So here's the deal. The bottom line is some women are going to like you more than others. Some women are going to be drunker than others. Some women are going to be really horny and want to hook up. And some women, you're going to have to get their phone number, call them later for a date, or make a date with them a few days later just because they're sober and they have a lot of confidence and they're not going to just go home with some random dude they meet in a club. It's like, so you're going to encounter all kinds of different women. So if you're looking to meet a girl and take her home, the idea is you got to identify right away which ones want to do it. The ones that you typically can go home with right away are the ones that are very touchy-feely, where you look at their lips. I mean, I've met girls where, literally, like, they're checking me out, and I walk over and I say hello, and she's got a little bit of buzz on, and she's horny. She wants to get fucking laid. She starts looking at my lips right away. As soon as I see that, I know she's thinking the same thing I am. I look at her lips, and boom, we start making out, and then it's just so easy to say, hey, why don't we get out of here and go back to my place? It can happen that easy, but it depends upon the girl. She has to be in a place where she's open to it. And if she's not that open to it, she's not that touchy-feely, get the number and call her later. That's the best way to go about it. So if you want my help, go to my website, click the products tab, and book a paid phone coaching session. I'll talk to you soon.